essentially you're like selling your own brand. So you kind of want to like establish yourself as a designer. Uh, let's say you set your own style, represent who you are, tell the audience how you work, and show the right brand image. It's really essential that it doesn't have to be like complicated enough for like somebody who looks at in your portfolio or collection of work that you present. It's more important to show how deep is your like learning or how skilled are you in this specific creative field are you working on. Or let's say you're like great on lettering or graphic design. It has to show in your uh, portfolio to stand out from the rest. Because if you're giving out everything in one go, you're plainly showing that you're doing as a beginner level in those kind of like uh, creative fields that you're working on.
I think you really need to approach it as if it's like a marketing project, even. And the product that you're selling is yourself, is your talent and your skills. So, I mean, what would you do when you're faced with a marketing project? You think about the branding. So basically, you need to come up with, well, obviously your name, but maybe even a logo to go along with it, or a slogan that best represents who you are, what you do. Even come up with the core graphics that you will use to present your work and your portfolio to your audience. That should help. Even creating your own like signature color that you will be using to represent yourself, that actually helps to carry that message to your audience. It actually helps to kind of stage your work. So basically, don't just throw in JPEGs and images left and right. Sometimes there needs to be some sort of care and effort that you want to put into presenting your work to your audience. So you might want to create a professional presentation deck, whether that's a PDF or a website, or basically just a more professional presentation. So don't just show it as is. I mean, show it how it's supposed to be received by your client. So if you're showing like product design, packaging design, logo design, make sure it's professionally presented. It's framed well. It has, breathing room, white space around it. And sometimes it also helps to include a short explanation of these projects. The people reviewing your work, they don't know the backstory. They don't know, the goals behind these different projects. So, you maybe copywriting isn't your forte per se, but sometimes it helps just to drop in a few lines and notes just so they know where you're coming from and how you helped your clients succeed with their business and their branding.